Welcome into Paul Catalina's Top 5, brought to you by Texas Beef House. Remember, use promo code 365sports for 10% off of your order. The season is upon us this week, and I am, over the next 2 weeks or so, going to be building the perfect college football team. Now, this is not 22 starters and a head coach and some other things. I had to morph it because as this goes along, you realize that college football is a little bit more malleable than it used to be. Used to, you could do 22 starters, a kicker, a punter, and be done with it, and then I'd have a top 24. But that's not necessarily the case. So we're going to build the perfect college football team, and we are starting in the secondary. At safety, Malachi Starks from Georgia. You know that pass you're going to throw deep across the middle? Don't do it if you see 24 sitting over there. Probably going to be the highest drafted safety upcoming in this year's draft. And while that does not a perfect team make when you have just tons of NFL players, he is built like the modern safety. He runs like the modern safety. And he's one of the best defensive players in the whole country, regardless of position. Malachi Starks is our first entrant onto the perfect team at safety. Also at safety, and a theme here of really good teams and really good players, Caleb Downs at Ohio State. This dude was the best transfer portal addition of all the transfer portal additions, in my opinion. He takes an already elite Ohio State defense into another level, and he's one of the reasons I keep saying that Ryan Day is out of excuses. Right here, when you've got a guy like Caleb Downs in a Jim Knowles defense, that is lethal. He was one of the best defensive players in the country for Alabama last year. As a true freshman, he's only going to get better in that system, and Ohio State has him for another year after this one. So 2 full seasons of Caleb Downs in Columbus is going to be huge. And let's go to nickelback. Now, more of a safety, but as I build my team, this is where I'm going to play him. 5'9", 185, Billy Bowman at OU. This guy's that perfect kind of Bob Sanders, Buda Baker size where he can kind of get in and do things. He can line up in the slot. You can move him all around, all over the field. He's a difference maker for the Sooners and a player that I really like as he heads into the SEC. Let's go to cornerback. Will Johnson at Michigan. Best in the country, in my opinion. This guy, tall, long, lean, will miss his battery mate there in Mike Sainristil, who is off to the NFL, but going to be a top 15 pick in this year's draft, and you cannot get the ball past Will Johnson too often. You see how long these arms are? That is really tough for any receiver to get past, and he gets in, and not only these intercept passes, he breaks up a lot because of those long arms and messes with your game. And finally, Benjamin Morrison at Notre Dame. This is the perfect Marcus Freeman player. Bump and run coverage, whatever you want to do. Super strong, super athletic, super smart, and another guy you do not want to throw the ball on. I'll just tell you, in Paul Catalina's perfect college football team, which all these players are from top 15 teams, I understand that, are just glorious. And if you're wondering, where is, say, Travis Hunter? Well, I'll tell you this. No one will be on this team more than once. Only one entrant into the college football team, so keep an eye out for Travis Hunter maybe later on in the perfect college football team. So before you go making noise in the comments, just know I didn't forget about Travis Hunter. He's around, and if we need him, we'd throw him in. But these are the guys who are the best at their positions in the country, in my opinion, and ready to help the perfect college football team as built by me, Paul Catalina, the perfect college football team builder. I have no flaws. I promise you that. Okay, that's a lie. There's a flaw right there. Tomorrow, let's get into linebackers. Maybe some LSU fans would be interested in that one. We're wrapping it up right now.